You're listening to The Blind Chick, an Aftersight original podcast. We're telling you stories about strength, overcoming hurdles, and living experiences. We see who you really are. Blindness can be an adventure. Are you ready for the journey of a lifetime? We are. Hello, everybody. Jonathan Price, your podcast producer here, and you are listening to part 2 with Chelsea Elder. And it has been a fun experience getting to meet all of you guys and hear your voices and see your stories come to life. And it's really cool when we get to meet you in person. Like some of us, we got to meet at the NFB. I know Penn ran into a couple of people at the NFB state convention here in Colorado. So shout out to everybody who came by the booth and came by the table. You didn't come here to hear me talk. So in just a second, I'm going to turn it over to Penn and Moses Street, but I wanted to remind you of Colorado Gives Day coming up. So visit Colorado Gives and make sure that you donate. We run on donations, we run on grants, and it really helps us out to make sure that we are providing services for this wonderful community, for the blind and low vision community. It's really, really important that we continue to operate and that we stay fully funded. And we love serving this community. And without this type of information, we wouldn't be able to make this community as small as sometimes it feels, which is really cool because it's tight and it's close knit. So Colorado Gives Day is coming up December 10th. Make sure that you get those donations in, tax write-offs, all that amazing stuff. We got some changes coming up, not to this show, but to NLV in a couple of months. So stay on the lookout for that. We got some cool new things happening behind the scenes, but you're going to have to tune into Navigating Life with Vision Loss. And I'm sure Penn will talk some about that in an upcoming episode. But for now, we're going to jump back into Penn and Moses Street with Chelsea Elder.
Aside from the dealing with the trauma drama and making the breakthroughs, having been to National Federation of the Blind, the conventions, and then all the No Barriers events, is not only are you guys breaking through these barriers, but they are really fun. And a crazy metaphor is it's like a very exclusive Club Med. It's that much fun. Yes, you're getting your life back, you're learning new skills and all this, but it's like this incredible, healthy party, you know?
Yes. It's fun. I mean, one of the best things about it is the community and the camaraderie that you experience being a part of the events. Like, it is just so wonderful, and we have so much fun. And there are definitely jokes that are not politically correct and all those things, but it is so fun, and we just have the greatest time. And locally, one of our most successful programs is our dragon boat racing program, and that one is
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's so amazing. You get 20 people in a boat. We have people taking their legs off to get in the boat, people transferring from their wheelchairs, people leaving their guide dogs on the side with a volunteer. And then we all get in the boat, and it's kind of like a level playing field. And, we paddle fast and hard together, and it's a team sport that really anybody can be involved in. But we find that our folks with low vision and stuff, they really love dragon boat more than anything else, because it's such a level playing field. Once you're in the boat, you're listening to a drum, the technique, you can be extremely competitive. And there's not adaptive classifications in most dragon boat festivals. And so we are competing against corporate teams and teams who have been together for a long time. And so it's always funny, if they beat us by a half a second or something, and then they're all proud of themselves, and then they watch us get out of the boat, and it's you could just see their face drop and be like, oh my gosh, these people all have disabilities and I had no idea. So it's really cool to experience that. And then the other thing that I love about Dragon Boat is the community of Dragon Boat is so supportive of our team. So, as we're walking back to or hobbling back to our tent area, everybody's high-fiving our folks and congratulating them. And it's just such a cool feeling to be so included in a bigger sporting community, but then also have that camaraderie amongst ourselves and competing for something. So that's the only team sport that we provide as an organization. And we have teams in Tampa, Chicago, Phoenix, and then Denver. And then we also do the festival in Puerto Rico. So some of our folks, even from here, will go down and participate in the festival in Puerto Rico, which is awesome.
Oh, that would be really fun.
So can you explain for our audience what dragon boating is? Because and maybe a little bit of the history of it, because it's really beautiful.
Yeah, Dragon Boat was started thousands of years ago in China. It is essentially a 40-foot long open canoe. Paddlers sit side by side in rows of two, and there's 10 rows. And then there's a stern who steers the boat in the very back, and then there is a drummer who sits facing all of the paddlers. So they are kind of riding backwards in the boat. And they keep everybody on count and beat with a drum. And the boat actually has a dragon head at the front during festivals and a tail at the back. And the type of races that we compete in are just kind of like fast and hard paddling. But there's also flag catching where you have somebody on the very front of the boat who, as you're passing the finish line, is trying to grab the flag. But we really love the sport. It's like some of the distances it equals to like a 34-second race, or some of them are 2.5 minutes, but it's just like all out heart and drive. And when we first started, the first couple of weeks of practice, we had like 1 or 2 people. It was like we could barely paddle the boat because it's supposed to have, 20 paddlers. And so it was like just a miracle to get it out and around like a few times. But then when we did our first festival, like we just, it was the first time we were all participating together. And it was, we didn't look pretty at all. We outweighed the other teams by like 800 pounds. But we were competitive, and it was like, wow, this is awesome. Like we can actually be really competitive at this. And since then we've built all these teams across the country, and it's just been awesome to be a part of that community and provide this experience for people to get to be in a team sport that maybe they never thought that they would get to enjoy. So,
and
I know the Dragon Boat Festival here in Colorado is huge.
Yes,
like it's at Sloan Lake, right? Yeah.
And they have teams.
So, and it sounds like, oh wow. We're going to have to get down there this year, or I guess in 2025. But it sounds like it's not just one disability, like it's cross disabilities of the participants in the boat. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. And, most of the people who come through our program and do the dragon boat racing specifically, they're talking about like how their life was changed, how they finally found community, how it inspired them to be active and lose weight or stop taking their medications, or like helped reduce anxiety and depression. So there's like a lot of benefits that we have seen from it. But I would say one of the most significant benefits is the community that we build. Even as like some of our teammates have moved away and moved across the country, like we have seen that like that piece of community is maintained, and they continue to be friends with each other and try to visit each other. And so that's what I love about our Dragon Boat racing program the most, is that community aspect.
Wow. And I know it was super easy. I went on and I filled out your form online, at least the first step. And then I know the next, I need to get in and do the second step. But can you, for people out there, how do they find out more about you, and like who's qualifies for your programs and things like that?
Yeah. So our programs are open to anybody with a physical disability. And obviously family and friends are welcome to come as well. The programs are provided free of charge. So all you need to do to participate is go onto our website at adaptiveadventures.org. And we have an events calendar on there. You can click and search through all the events. Or if you want to search specifically by state or sport, you can create a profile. There's a little login button at the top or a register button, and you can click on that and it will guide you through. And then once you're registered and logged in to your account, you can search through there, because we do run 650 programs a year with 10 staff. So there's a lot of programs. And so sometimes looking at our calendar can be overwhelming, but we try to update it seasonally to include everything. But just getting out and getting connected is really important. And then, we have tried to remove as many barriers as possible for people participating. So if you're not sure and you're like, I don't know, you can go onto our About Us page and you can watch little short intro videos of our staff and see who our staff are that you're going to be meeting as you're out at a program. And I think that can be really helpful. And then we also have some video testimonies on there of people who have participated in our programs that maybe will resonate with you and help kind of break that barrier of maybe feeling unsure about coming out. But really, all of the information on each of the programs is there. It tells you what you need to bring, what you can expect, so that it's not so scary.
Yes. I love, and I love what you guys are doing with veterans. That's definitely
Thank you. Yes.
A community that's really close to home for me. My dad was in the military, and then 4 of my 7 brothers, and then Moses is a veteran.
Wow,
and
thank you for your service.
Yeah, it's very, very close to home.
Yeah, we serve 38 VA medical centers each year, and we pull right up in the parking lots of the VA and provide our services. And I'm very passionate about that, with my dad being a Vietnam veteran and not being recognized for his service and stuff. So it definitely is an important piece of what we do. And most of our satellite programs that run on an ongoing basis are ran by disabled veterans that we have trained on how to facilitate those programs. So it's a way for them to give back, and it's a way for us to continue to sustain those programs and, have somebody who is reflective of the community providing those services.
Absolutely.
That's really exciting. Well,
Did you have another question?
I did, but my short-term memory loss, that's that's my disability. Is because when I was growing up, everybody says you got to live in the moment. And I thought, that's insane. You can't live in the moment. There's so many different things going. Well, now that I'm old with short-term memory loss, living in the moment's all I got. So,
Exactly.
Yeah. I know what the one question was with the dragon boat, because that sounds like so much fun. When it's sound, I think I'm right, that once you get the teams going with dragon boating, they can continue with it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we usually start our season in Colorado. We start our season in April as soon as the snow clears. And then we go all the way through the festival, which is usually the end of July. And then there's sometimes other festivals that we can participate after the July festival. But our teams in like Phoenix sometimes practice in the late evening because that's when it's cool enough to practice. Right. So, we have different seasons based upon the different locations, but in Colorado, it's usually April to July, and people can come out on a regular basis. It's held every single week at the same time. And so, that gives that opportunity to build relationships, to kind of build up your technique and understanding of the sport before having that culminating event of the festival and getting to be a part of that.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. Because I'm a big believer. The program's got to continue so that because it's one event, huge help, but you need that steady lifestyle.
Well, and even in our off seasons, we still do training. So like starting here in a couple of weeks, we'll have our indoor rowing program in our office in Westminster. And so we do like indoor rowing and functional fitness. And that helps to kind of keep everybody together. If people are excited about Dragon Boat and want to kind of get involved before the season starts, they can start there and start building up towards it, meet everybody, and kind of get involved before that season actually starts. So,
well, so much,
and you work
much
with
more
people of all ages, it appears, right?
Yes, yeah. Typically, the youngest that we have come out to our events is around 5, just because adaptive equipment doesn't really start to fit very well until that age. But definitely in like our multi-sport and family days, we'll have younger kids come out, even younger than 5. But here in Colorado, we run like these Access Adventure multi-sport and family days, and we run them all up and down the Front Range. And you can come out and cycle or climb on our portable wall or kayak and paddleboard with your family, and then we provide dinner. And so it's just like a great way to it's another technique to try to reduce the barrier to people coming out is, you can just come and eat and enjoy the community, or you can try cycling and climbing and kayaking all at the same time. So we have a lot of families that participate in those events. And then our oldest known participant was 102. And actually, no, that's not true. 107. And he
oh my gosh.
sailing. He went sailing with us, and it was a week before he passed. And so, like, it was like a bucket list thing for him. He got to do it, and it was so cool. And his family was so grateful. But we've had 102 World War II veterans that have come out, rode 35 miles on bikes with us, and they haven't rode bikes since they were kids. So we just, it's really for anyone and everyone. And if you think that you can't with your disability, you can. We have bikes that you can, ride, that you use your chin to operate. We have everything. So you name it, we have it. If it doesn't exist, we'll make it exist. So yeah.
Well, and I have to ask, where does Adaptive Adventures get their funding? Because at Aftersight, we also, all of everything we do, we offer for free to people who are blind and low vision. And I know that's a struggle, right? Fundraising and all that. But where do you guys get your money?
Yeah. So a combination of sources, but individual giving is a really big thing. And we have, annual campaign time is coming up. So we'll be doing a lot of fundraising related to that. Corporate sponsors, we have a lot of corporate sponsors, and we have great relationships with those corporations. Like I talked about with REI, it's a give and take relationship of we provide them with services and then they provide us with funding to go back into the programs. We have grants, foundations, family foundations that support us. So, and we're the single largest recipient of the VA Adaptive Sport Grant, which allows us to serve veterans on a significant basis.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I know.
as usual,
so with the ski season coming up, with the ski season coming up, tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing during the winter time with some of those programs. Yeah.
So we do run ski programs, but there are so many adaptive ski programs around the country. So we have kind of reduced what we were doing. We were providing a lot of camps where you could go to like Jackson Hole and Banff, Canada, but now adaptive programs exist in those areas. So we are always looking at trying not to duplicate services that are already provided.
Yeah.
So we will provide some one-off ski experiences experiences. We were also providing like an ongoing program at Wilmot in Wisconsin, but we do a lot of indoor programming, like the indoor rowing I talked about. We do also an indoor cycling program. And so that program is ran right out of our office. We turn our office into a spin studio, and we broadcast it on Zoom, because what we learned from the pandemic is that we can keep our entire community across the country connected through Zoom. And so we broadcast that live so people can follow along at home and still be a part of it from wherever they are in the country. So that's really an exciting way for us to stay connected during the winter. And then we provide one-off events that are just like kind of fun and silly. Like we'll do like a cross country day, or we'll do like a frozen paddle day. So like when the air temperatures are warm enough, we'll like, put on wetsuits and go out and paddle the river and just do some kind of fun things to keep people engaged during the winter as well. So yeah. And then we also travel during the winter a lot. So we go to all the warmer states and provide services in those areas. So, Louisiana,
I'm sure that you have
Florida, then Puerto Rico, like those are all on our, upcoming. We're going to Louisiana and Puerto Rico and Florida and Guam. And so we got a lot of different locations we're going to when it's cold here. So yeah.
That's awesome. What's your kind of sweet spot? Like, what's your favorite program that you guys do?
Yeah, well, I love the dragon boat racing program just because of how much people love it. But personally, I love paddling, stand-up paddleboard on the river and like river surfing. I just absolutely love that. And we have a really cool progressive program that we run with veterans from the domiciliary unit locally and the PTSD unit, where we take them through a progression of learning flat water paddling on a paddleboard and get all the way to river surfing. And then we take them on a big trip on the Colorado River on the Ruby Horse Thief section. And so it's like a self-support stand-up paddleboard trip, and they get really away from all of the noise and the chaos. And we, our paddle sports manager, Chris, calls it like finding peace in the chaos. And it really is helpful for people with PTSD to kind of go through the program and kind of learn how to find the calm, and really to find a way to play in the whitewater and the moving water, and kind of experience that feeling of, being able to be peaceful. And I had a veteran just this last weekend that was telling me that trip was life-changing for him because and he actually felt like depressed when he saw the cars at the end and like the takeout point, because he was like, I had just felt like so much synergy with the people around me, and I felt so peaceful, and I finally was able to just calm my mind and just enjoy the moment that I was in. So yeah, those are the things that we absolutely live for, and why we're so passionate about doing what we do, even though fundraising is hard, and it can be hard to be a nonprofit sometimes, but it's it makes it all worth it at the end of the day. So
wow,
absolutely.
Well, Penn, me being the cranky old guy and the party pooper, we could keep going for about 2 more hours. This is fascinating. I'm loving it.
I know.
But so
it's definitely feeding my soul.
Yeah. So the last question is any parting words that you want to get in, and contact information.
Yeah. So I just want to stress again that the programs are for everyone. We have the adaptations to make it possible for you. Whether you think it's possible or not, we can do it. And we are so excited to have you join our community. So please reach out to us. You can visit our website at adaptiveadventures.org, or you can contact us at our email address, info@adaptiveadventures.org. And then all of our contact emails and phone numbers for our staff are on our website as well. So if there's something specific that you need, whether it's modifying your bike or getting into climbing or whatever that might be that you're interested in, just contact us there. And then we also have lots of opportunities for you to get engaged with our volunteering. Our best volunteers are also folks who participate in our programs. So they understand what we need and what's going on and what needs to be done. So we have one veteran who comes into our office 40 hours a week and helps us with data entry. So there are lots of ways to get involved and help support as well if you're looking for, maybe you have a lot of time and you need something to do. So it's a great way to help and give back is to volunteer with us. And finally, I would just say right now we are running a vertical feet challenge. So whether you climb currently or you've never climbed before, if you go on our website, you can find information about that or contact us to get involved in it. It's adaptiveventures.org/climb. And you can participate in a vertical feet challenge, win prizes, and just be involved in our climbing program as well. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, Chelsea, this has been such a treat. It's exactly what I needed this week to have these wonderful conversations. Yeah. Yes, you too. And we will be seeing each other. Yes. I do climb. I do a lot of... I know. I'm super excited about that. I love paddleboarding too. So I'm more of a flat water girl, but who knows? Maybe I could eventually stand up during on the river. Yes. But thank you so much. And all of our listeners out there, the giving season is coming up. It's so important. If you do have a few extra bucks, or maybe you have a lot of bucks, find those organizations that feed your soul and feed the communities that are important to you, like Adaptive Adventures, and, give what you can. Aftersight's also a nonprofit. We rely on donations and grants as well. We know that every dollar counts. So whatever you can give is beautiful. And even if you can give with your time, like Chelsea said, it's really important. We all have skills that we can share with the world to make it a better place. Well, Chelsea, again, it was such a treat. Thank you, Aftersight. You're the ones who do the hard work, making sure that this show continues on week after week. And remember to be kind to yourselves this week and find a way to be kind to somebody else. It's good for your soul. And we will see you next week.